served.
Back here on First Things First, time to make our Super Six picks for tonight's national championship. One of the questions, who's going to win the game? Nick, Ohio State or Alabama?
Oh, I'd love to see Ohio State win, but I think Bama's going to win by 7. I'm gonna do the cowardly thing and do the chalky pick. I'm rooting for Ohio State, Brandon, but I got Bama by 7. I think too much, too good.
Do you want to talk about it? You want to talk about it, Nick? Last time we talked about the Ohio State team going against Clemson, we said it was going to be a blowout. All right, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to go Ohio State by 3.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Oh,
Bama by 10. Ohio
Yeah.
had plenty of luck this weekend.
We
Not
both-
luck, but
both
good
of us.
fortune, I should say. They don't get another one. So Bama by 10.
All right. No? We shall see. Fox Bet Super Six is giving away over
That's right.
$3.5 million so far. Get your picks in before kickoff for your shot to win some money. For much more, you can always head to the Fox Sports app. And with that, we're moving on.
Boy.
We're back talking Ravens and Titans. No love lost between these two teams. Animosity coming in, animosity throughout. But for Lamar Jackson, desperate for his first playoff win, and he showed up. Ravens defense did too, holding Tennessee to a season low in points. Ravens get the win. We'll talk about the antics that followed in a little bit. But first, Mike Vick is joining us now. Mike, good morning. Thanks for hanging out. What did you make of Lamar in his first playoff win?
I was very impressed. I knew Lamar was not going to be denied with the playoff win yesterday. And coming into the game, it was extremely, full focus on his part. I expected Greg Roman to dial up the game plan catered to Lamar and his abilities. You see he ran for 136 yards, and I think that was the telltale sign of why they won the football game. But, throughout the course of the game on third downs, managing the game on first and second downs and not putting the ball in harm's way, bouncing back from the interception early in the game, I think that was paramount. And for his confidence and moving forward, this game is going to catapult him into, the echelon of players where, he can compete on this level. And I think, going into next week is going to be even better. The game is going to be even easier. The game plan is going to be more simplified. So I expect them to go out next week and pretty much do the same. But yesterday was a good step in the right direction for Lamar and a great opportunity for him to get his first playoff win. And, once you do that, things just start to overflow, man. So, it's not an easy task getting that first win, but once you get that first one, you can kind of steamroll and feel good about it.
Success for any player, whether you're in year 1, year 3, or year 13 or 15, it means a lot. When you think about Lamar Jackson, everything you just talked about, let's look at that interception that he threw. I mean, I was cringing in my seat like, oh, no, Lamar, don't do this. This is your opportunity. Yeah. That was a horrible throw by Lamar Jackson. Horrible decision by Lamar Jackson. And he overcame that. And when you, like you said, Mike, when you have success in this moment, in this type of game, it actually takes your game to a whole nother level. Because throws like this, you're uptight. You're second guessing yourself. Now that he got over the hump, I don't expect him to make bad decisions like this. This is a simple corner route. He's supposed to lead his receiver to the sideline. You have to think as a player that so many things was going through his mind leading up to this game. To answer your question, Jenna, we saw MVP Lamar Jackson, the same Lamar Jackson that we've been seeing for the last 2 years. Electric, one of the best athletes in all of sports. He was phenomenal. He was good in the passing game. And I have to say good because Greg Roman stood up and they did a good job. And Lamar made some great decisions. He was 17 for 24. But I got to say this. It's not enough to take you to this championship. And that is the standard for this organization. That is the standard for Lamar Jackson. What I think they need to do going into next week, they need to throw the ball more down the field. That's what this offense is missing. Okay. Just simple go routes. He threw 3 balls past 20 yards. 1 was incomplete, 1 was complete, and 1 was intercepted. I don't care who's out there. You got Dez Bryant. I know he probably runs a 4.7, 4.8. Let him go. Throw the ball up. Let him compete for those 50-50 balls. If you do that, it will take this offense to a whole nother level, and it could be a Band-Aid to get you into the offseason.
So during the game, I didn't talk to any of the folks on the show. But I know how long Vick has been a supporter of Lamar's, and I know how long Brandon has been a vocal supporter of Lamar's. And I, a few years ago, stood on the table when he was getting ready to be drafted, and the discussion surrounding him I thought was in such poor taste about changing positions.
Yeah.
And I bet all three of us were feeling the exact same way after that interception. Oh, no.
Yeah.
This again?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be terrible. It's going to haunt him. He's going to have to wait another year and then play with even more pressure on his shoulders in the postseason next year. And honestly, it's the type of thing that could have been a fork in the road moment of his career. And he took the right exit.
Yep.
He took the exit, which was, how about I just kick their ass for the next 3 quarters? What about that? How about I just do things that only Lamar Jackson can do? How about I turn a sack into a 48-yard touchdown when 3 Titans have an angle on me, including an all-pro safety, and I just dust him? And this is why last week I said, as a Chiefs fan, the Ravens are the team that scares me. Because you might now see the better version of Lamar Jackson because that monkey is off his back. You're right, Brandon, that it's the standard in Baltimore is the Super Bowl. But Wilds, even though they haven't achieved that goal, this was such a massive hurdle that they overcame, and doing it in the fashion of, oh, not built to come from behind. Well, you're down 10-0. Down 10-0, and then you beat them 20-3 the rest of the way. I think it makes the Ravens right now the 3rd most dangerous team in the entire NFL. Chiefs, Packers, Ravens is how I would power rank it right now.
I like that. I like that.
But you guys, I felt like now I got to be the mean guy on the set. I'm supposed to be like the funny, nice guy. We all know how this story is going to end. It's going to end exactly what the Ravens did to Derrick Henry. You stop the run and you look around and you're like, oh, that's all we got. Sorry, lights out for the Ravens. I'm not ready to write off that interception as like being, too much pressure. I feel like that was so bad. All you talk about, Brandon, all you talk about is your guy, Leslie Frazier. You think Leslie Frazier was worried about, broken plays at Lamar? He's just going to stop that and dare him to throw it down the field. He got sacked 5 times. I'm feeling like Leslie Frazier will feel great about that interception and watching them.
Quickly here.
And I know you got the whole Bills team on the text, but I don't know if you want to text him, hey, let Lamar throw the ball down, and you guys are in trouble.
Well, here's the challenge going into this week. You have Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, I believe, the first team to rush for 3,000 yards. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong there. But they're lights out in the run game. Yep. And then you have, there you go. And then you have this Buffalo defense who's really good collectively, but against the run, they're not great. So this is going to be a huge challenge for a team, the Buffalo Bills team, that I said could compete against the Chiefs and go to the Super Bowl.
All right, I want to quickly bring up the antics that I mentioned earlier in this game following Marcus Peters' pick that sealed it. The Ravens defense met on the Titans logo to celebrate. This in response to the dust-up the teams had in Week 11 after the Titans warmed up on the Ravens logo. Also, Lamar took off for the locker room right after this game ended, shook nobody's hand, said after, quote, there wasn't any reason for us to shake hands. A lot going on here. Again, these two teams don't love each other. Mike, Vic, was this fair or foul?
I mean, it was fair. I guess what's understood don't need to be explained in that moment. Obviously, some beef on both sides, but, I'm always a man of integrity for the game of football. I always be that way and stand on that. I like to see guys congratulate each other after the win, and I've always been a big fan of